Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay cast. We're once again on Merry-Go-Round, the 3-player map has walls that cannot be flown through, which I kind of like. And we're playing 1v1 OBS, which is a custom map I suggest to you guys. It's like a built-in King of the Hill, and it's constantly switching maps between like various ladder maps and whatnot, so it's fun. This one is Merry-Go-Round, which isn't a ladder map yet, but has been announced as a map for next season. I think it's a map I'm going to play. So far, I'm really liking it. So now we're going to try the Mass Raven build. And this is, like, even on Habitation Station, this is kind of in its infancy, this build. But especially on this map. So I decided to put my first barracks and depot up here. I feel like if I can make a pocket here where the Blink Stalkers can jump into, then it can kind of allow me to deal with it. Because if I put like a siege tank here, it kind of defends my low ground and will defend against this pocket. Also, maybe if I had a planetary here, it can kind of defend this ramp and maybe defend a little bit of this high ground. But other than that, we're doing the same build order as I normally do in Habitation Station. Why do things keep disappearing? Bunker. Oh, looks like I missed on my first scout. Gasless fast expand into orbital, bunker before the expand, just to deal with early Zealot stalker pressure. I'm going to come on into his base at, I need to find the timer. What time are we in this game? At 6:20, and at 6:20 I'm seeing a nexus that's like barely been started, so I feel like it's something, you know, this is a late expand, this is an expand after tech, so DTs, oracles, things like that I'm worried about. I do blindly get a missile turret versus oracle, but I think in this case I decided to throw out another turret too. He does get a decent amount of kills though, just because of the positioning of my missile turret. Maybe I should just put in the middle of my middle line. I kind of feel like this is on the outside because he could come in from this way, and I put this on the outside because he could come in from this way. And then I got the Marines to deal with the middle, which I never actually pulled my Marines back. Anyways, that oracle got, I think, like 4 or 5 kills, which isn't terrible, but then it flew into this new missile turret and died, so that's good for me. And another set of proxy tech coming up. Looks like Twilight Council, and it's probably going to be DT Shrine. Kind of a strange choice. His proxy location is kind of interesting in that he didn't scout me, but he had it just outside my base. I'm not sure if he wanted it just outside my base. Maybe he would have actually preferred I was spawned here, because where he had it was like extremely close to where I spawned. You should actually put it on the high ground, because no natural path of crossing the map never makes your unit go through the high ground. Anyways, rush out the siege tank, the 3 bunker defense. After I throw down my 3rd command center, that is the time where I take my 3rd and 4th gas geyser. After the first siege tank, I usually go straight up to starport. And yeah, this it's kind of weird that like this space is different than the other ones. Like this one, you can see the minerals come right up against the low ground. So like a siege tank here is nice because like this is actually a smaller pocket for the Blink Stalkers to come in, and the siege tank here like really defends this nexus and can shoot its stuff in the pocket. But in this case, you know, it's hard to get the siege tank in range to defend that. It's actually pretty far away. Again, with the perspective, it's further than you think. Like, or here would kind of be an okay spot to defend this spot, but you know, you don't want it too close to this pocket if it were Blink Stalkers. You'd sort of like, I don't know, like this maybe. I don't know. It's this Mass Raven build against Protoss on this particular spawn location isn't that great. Yeah, this space is fine too. You put the siege tank in there. You got this area pocketed off. Defends both. So it's just this bottom spawn that's a little awkward. Anyways, D2s do arrive. I do have the missile turret. I just don't have the PF done yet. There's a PF done. Siege Tank's getting some blasts in on the my phone alarm. Whoops. Siege Tank did get some blasts in on the two DTs, so it came in useful there. And DTs do so much damage. It's funny, sometimes I'll have like a missile turret and a PF, and like 5 DDs will come in and just kill it. What's with this OBS map where things are... There must be a nexus here. Weird. I guess replays aren't really meant for custom games. I removed one of the bunkers and built the PF here. I think it would have made more sense to actually build the PF right here. This... I feel like the tilt on this map's a little bit off too. Is this actually how it looks? Like, is this supposed to be a straight line? I think the entire tilt on this replay is messed up a little bit. Let's try hitting back. Hmm. 1 second. I'm gonna try to fix this. It's probably because of this initial thing where it, where it spins the screen for the selection of who plays who. Oh god, now it's even more off. I broke it more. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Keep it at normal speed, so nothing breaks. And then hops in the game, and everything looks right. Or am I going to break it even more? Maybe each time I do this is like getting more and more tilted. Aha! There we go. Now we can jump back to 43 minutes. Oh, 43 minutes. $43. Okay. Sorry, my overlay jumps in and out every time I move a replay. Okay, so now we're back and we got a straight line. Now things are looking better. Anyways, like I was saying, I think it would have been better to keep that bunker here anyways and just build the PF like that. Because then I do actually, I can shoot at stuff on this high ground, assuming I finish this pocket, which I never did because I wasn't facing blink. As well as covering the ramp pretty well, I think. And even if he tries to like, blow his way through this way and coming back and bypass this PF, at least the PF covers this ramp. So there's only so far he can go. Anyways, Ravens are in production. Now my opponent did see me go Ravens last game, another invisible Nexus. Are they all invisible? Oh, this one exists. He's got one Nexus. Everything in his base is invisible. And what a weird replay. Okay. Well, we got the gist of what's going on. He may not actually have them. Oh, wait. Oh, it's something to do with the vision. Because I haven't seen these bases yet? Okay, well, when the Ravens fly over here, I think I'll get vision of it. Anyways, that was just a little bit of a distraction. I was trying to pull his army back as I was setting up a base, like, as I was expanding towards him. But it appears he's just trying to expand everywhere across the map. Just taking nexuses all over the place. So he's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess he's assuming I'm doing the same Mass Raven build as I did in the previous game, even though the previous game was against Terran. So opening multiple tech and then going into this many expos means his army size must actually be really small right now. Yeah, it's only 2,300 at, I don't know how far into the game this is, but let's see. 17 minutes into the game. So I haven't thrown out an auto turret, so I got one of his bases, one of his expansion attempts, the one near me. Again, floating minerals, so I kind of sent out a random command center. It's keeping vision on whether he takes his, I guess what would be his natural third or natural fourth base, and even turning it into a PF so he can't take it. I don't actually want to take that base myself, it's a little bit too dangerous. Phoenix could be an issue. They drain PDDs really quickly. They do a lot of damage to Ravens because, you know, they do bonus to light. And obviously they can outrun Ravens because they're like ridiculously fast. So something to be worried about. Auto turrets are good against them though. They can't do anything against auto turrets. As long as you're hanging out around auto turrets will do good damage to them back. But with his army so small, these little auto turret harasses, you can't actually come and clean them up because he went like so expansion crazy. And tech crazy, so he's going up to a lot of carriers, looks like, with some Tempests. Tempests aren't that worrisome when I haven't actually gone Battlecruiser, but I like to get Battlecruiser versus carriers more than Vikings. But since he has Tempest as well, I'm going to go Vikings. With that said, I got way too many SCVs, like so many fully saturated bases. So I'm having trouble with the supply. PED, focus fire the Phoenix, and then focus fire the Nexus, because I don't want these shooting at the interceptors. The best thing about carriers is that interceptors usually take up the threat priority. I'm just going to sack this base as I'm working up to Vikings, at the same time making sure I shut down his additional bases. I think I just threw down a ton of factories too. I could have tried Widow Mines actually, it probably would have worked well versus both. It would definitely work well versus Tempest, and it would probably work well versus Carrier as well. But I think I just ended up using it to spam my minerals, so just these little Hellbot hit squads. So he has taken out this base, he's moved on to the next one with 4 carriers, but he's a little bit spread out right now. He left some of his troops behind, the 4 Tempests and the Mothership, and then he's got these carriers at home dealing with my Hellbats. Sending out another wave of Hellbats. Figuring I'm going to be losing this base too. Again, I'm having trouble because I was maxed out for so long. Now I've actually even lost supply. But Viking count is just starting to get to a decent level now. Actually, I had to throw down starports as well. I only had 4 starports, so I added a couple reactor starports, which takes a while to build the starport and add the reactors. But with that, I was able to focus down with the Vikings. 3 PDDs to deal with the Tempest, which is more than enough. Interceptors do not break the PDD, so that's really good. And then just make sure I'm not shooting at the interceptors. I make sure I queue up the attack path here to take down the carriers. Again, Tempests are doing 0 damage. Let's take out the carriers. And it looks like he just lost his starports at home. And with all his expansions gone, even a PF killing one of them over here, that's going to be GG. So that is my Master Raven build. Okay, if I jump back, is it going to break my vision again? This I've seen happen before. Are we good? We're good. Okay. So again, maybe I think walling off his pockets, it's a decent idea. I mean, it's tough to say because, you know, if it were a blink all in, the stalkers could even just like kind of hang out here and shoot at my barracks. Which is definitely why I don't put a depot up against the edge. Like even though the depot is my first structure, I don't want a depot as like this structure that can be picked off in the low ground. And then if he blinks up, he can actually walk through. But I think walling off this area is a good idea. And then you usually have a siege tank defend your ramp and this pocket at the same time. And then when you take your third, you can have a siege tank defend your third and this pocket at the same time. Not so much on this base, the one I just happened to spawn at, but I think the SimCity will be a lot easier and work and be more effective in these bases. This one here, and this one here. I guess the only advantage to this base is it's harder for him to pick off this structure from the low ground. Where I think over here he has a lot more low ground area to deal with that structure that's up against the edge. Excuse me. I forgot I had the webcam on. That was a giant open mouth yawn. So you know that like stereotypical Japanese schoolgirl laugh where they tee, you know, that like that one. It actually culturally makes sense to me. Like it's something in their culture that they do but we don't. But it's because it's considered like rude or just kind of gross to laugh with your mouth wide open. Which kind of sounds stupid, but we have the exact same thing with yawning. We're not supposed to like show our open mouth when we yawn. So we just, for some reason, only applied it to yawning and not to laughing, where I guess they apply it to both. Yeah, so obviously not as good as Habitation Station. I like the siege tank that defends both your ramp and your third at the same time, with a little to no areas for blink stalkers to jump up. But I think this is definitely doable. I mean, it's not like heavy rain. There's just one blink stalker area. So I don't think, typically they want the 3 to attack areas, like where they can blink in here, or they can blink in here, or they can attack the front. So maps like Yonsu and Heavy Rain were like really good blink all in maps. I don't think any map where there's just 2 places you need to defend. You know, like a bunker and a widow mine here and a couple bunkers here, and you're, you know, even if you're way outmatched in army size, that seems pretty good at defending blink all in. Depending on your positioning here too, like if you did some sort of like weird wall off, like even just like a barracks and a bunker like that, you might be able to keep all your troops on the low ground, hang out here, and then you don't even have to worry about moving your troops back and forth. You can deal with both sides. So it seems like a bad blink map. And if it's a bad blink map, then I don't have to worry about blink all in, which is the one thing which I'm pretty sure would hard counter this build. So if a map is unlikely to have to use blink, then I feel a lot more comfortable opening with this Mass Raven style. I mean, I'm sure you could adapt it to blink. You know, maybe with just constant marine production and siege tank production, you'd be fine. It would just slow down the part I like, which is the Mass Raven. And if you're not upgrading bio, the Marines will become more useless later in the game, and obviously siege tanks always become more useless against Protoss than later in the game. So there'd be that downside. So I like to kind of like skimp on that sort of defense. So yeah, bad blink maps are where it's at for this build, I think. Anyways, with that, we'll call it the end of this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button because I put out lots of content on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I live stream a lot of Starcraft 2 on twitch.tv. Links to all this are in the description as well as the thumbs up link where I share something cool in the Starcraft 2 world. You guys share that thumbs up for my videos. Or maybe it's +1 now. I don't even know what Google Plus and YouTube getting it on, you know, sexy times. Yeah, so that's everything. Thank you guys, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.